Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakurash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wakwathim, learning, teaching truth and sincerity. It's going to be another video through the Spirit, dealing with this little clip that I came across. You know, it's only about 30 seconds long, but it's pretty accurate and on point. You know, dealing with our life in this truth, you know, it's just best to lead a simple life. You know, hey, nothing wrong with, you know, getting you some nice clothes. You know, you decide to get out the ghetto. You know, you work in a decent job. You know, driving something decent. You know, you done eating flaming hot Cheetos. You know, you actually want to make your cooked meals. But dealing with life overall, being simple and being how shall I say, just leading a simple life is a very easy thing to do. All right, and if our people had a mindset of leading a simple, righteous life, they wouldn't always be getting so caught up in the wares and the wickedness of Esau Edom. All right, I'm gonna let this clip play to show you what I'm talking about. So let's see. One, two, 1, 2, 3. So y'all see the difference. You got the younger, this new generation, flashy, dancing, you know, dressing all effeminate, you know, into the so-called rap culture. Then you had Tim Duncan right there, you know, simple. This dude's a millionaire. He's dressed simple. His handshake was simple. He wasn't no weirdo goofball. And I'm willing to bet you, compared to all the rest of them, other youngsters of them idiots, when they get done with the NBA, they would end up being poor. I'm willing to bet you this man, Tim Duncan, still has much, if not the majority of the money that he made throughout his career. Because a man who is simple is a man who is, what's the word? Basically wiser, you know? And that's one of the problems with our people. They're so caught up into this world that they'll do anything to so they can get the look like Harden, so they can have the chains and the fame and the name and the shades, all right? Or to be like Russell Westbrook. You know, this is a grown-ass man walking down the road dancing like he's 16 still, all right? Very childish. This man, Tim Duncan, even his handshake was mature and honest and simple. You know, none of that weirdo, goofy shit, click, clack, behind the back, elbow to elbow, kick the boot, weirdo shit. You know, he just kept it straight like a man. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, get. You know, that boom. That's all you need. Shake a man's hand, look him in his eye. These niggas look like they practice the other side of the fence. All right, if you know what I'm saying. Look at Jake. This dude's was a millionaire playing in the league. He just go put on his button up, put his jeans on, and get to work. All right, because that's what it's about, the work. All right, not the look. All right, so let's do this. You can tell what a man is about by his appearance. And us, you know, hey, not knocking anybody. You know, you can wear whatever clothes you want to wear, but concerning this truth, you know, you got a lot of Jake, they get behind the camera just for the views. You know, they want to come to camp with a crown, you know, a super duper garment that sparkles. But that's not what this is about. All right. Hey, the fun of was he not called? Matter of fact, we'll go to check these comments right here. I believe Tim Duncan was called Mr. Fundamental. All right. Why? Because, let me see. Where's this comment at? I was looking through the comments. These were some good comments. It says, best part is that after dressing regularly and respectfully shaking your hand, he'll go out and drop 40 that night. Yeah, you know, so he wasn't doing all that flashiness, and he was actually a good player. These flashy ass dudes, they're decent players, but they're not, you know, if I, hey, Tim Duncan, let me see, where's one of the comments? Apparently, you know, I guess it was said when you have 5 rings, leave the flexing to those without. So I'm guessing the dude has 5 rings, or had 5 rings. Yep. Yeah, so the dude was good because he was about his business right here. Okay, they don't call him Mr. Fundamental for no reason. Yeah. Hey, if he shoot, hey, you don't got to land it from half court. You don't got to hit that white square inside that rim, inside that box, and you'll be a millionaire. So you can hit that white square every shot, you'll be a millionaire, all right? None of that fancy flashy shit. All right, so pretending that to the truth, just keep this work simple. All right, Sirach, we're going to go to where are we at? Where are we at? Yep. Sirach 19 and 29. It says, a man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. All right, think about those pictures we just saw of Tim Duncan and all those other players. Who looks like the manly man out of them? Who looks like the honest man? Who looks like the man that is showing up to every practice? Who is waking up, getting his breakfast in, getting his training in, is on time to his appointments, isn't always rescheduling, who buys his own clothes to save money and doesn't pay stupid designers to clothe him like a child. All right, then you can see it. Now, pertaining to the truth, the prophets, the true prophets, we don't wear the rough garment to deceive. All right, no, let me finish. I'll get that next. It says, a man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is. Hey, and think about many of these so-called Israelite teachers. You got niggas that sit behind that bench. You gonna do what I tell you to do. You gonna say what I tell you to say. If I say it, am I gonna be doing all that? Talking like, sounding like they're in like it's a black church. A joke. All right, let me get this. Hey, the false prophecy is gonna be done away with. False prophets, deceiving the people. Yeah, Zechariah 13. Yep. Okay, I might have to start at 1. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna start at let me see. I'm gonna start at 1. Let me see. Yeah, Zechariah 13:1 says, in that day there shall be a fountain opened in the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land. So before we get to the kingdom of heaven, the unclean spirits, all right, false prophets, idols, all forms of evil have to be purged out of the nation of Israel and out of the world before the kingdom of heaven is established. All right, and that's what we're seeing. That's why we're out here prophesying. All right, hey, we're setting up America to be the altar. All right, hey, the altar of our lips. And this place is, what is it? The Heavenly Father says he has a sacrifice in Basra. We're setting this place up to be burned. All right, through prophecy. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, thou shalt not live, for thou speakest lies in the name of the Lord. And his father and his mother that begot him shall thrust him through when he prophesies. So false prophets are going to be persecuted by the very own that they were prophesying to in lies. Your father and mother, literally, but basically representing, those of your own household, those who are supposed to be of your kindred. Verse 4, and it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed every one of his vision when he hath prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. Yep, hey, and right there, so you got mini Jake out here faking the funk. Now you got like younger cats, they didn't necessarily, for whatever reason, they didn't want to come in under Great Millstone, so they'll or basically come in order. They'll go start their own camp. They'll be speaking like 80% truth, but they'll be going off here and there on their own little thing. And then when you tell them about it, they get hard-headed. Then they views start coming in, and now they just cursing you out. So hey, they're wearing that rough garment. They trying to look the part. They trying to teach the part, but they're simply not right. And there's gonna be vengeance to pay for that, because not everyone can. Hey, look. Let me take it. You can have all the looks. I'm gonna turn the volume down. You can do all the dance moves. You can pull the scriptures out. You can scream and yell all you want. You can curse out everybody and their grandma when they walk by. All right, but are you really teaching what's true? Are you really living that life? And Tim Duncan was living that life. It wasn't just about money to him and the fame. All right, these niggas, you can see it in their eyes. You can see it in them. They the type of dudes that's there for a moment, that played a 3 to 5 years and disappear. All right, if I remember correctly, Duncan played for a minute. Keeping it simple, is longevity. That's another thing with this truth. Hey, keeping it simple is longevity. All right, tried and true tactics work the longest. Trying to be the remix man and come for constantly coming up with shit. Right there, that picture behind him said Houston 2006, so he had been around for a minute. You know, look how he dressed. That dude was worth millions. You wouldn't have knew. I believe there is a certain comment right here. It says Sam Flannery. It says, I read a story of Tim Duncan standing in line at Best Buy. He didn't do nothing. He didn't say nothing. He just waited in line like everybody else. Tim Duncan is a legend. Hey, so he kept it simple. All right? Keep it simple, stupid. You can pertain that to any point of life, and especially this truth. This isn't about, hey, Jake is out here going to realize that everyone's trying to come up with their new remix to what the mark of the beast is so they can seem like they got it rather than just admitting that it's the RFID microchip. All right, okay, Jake, you're going to find out. Y'all didn't want to just keep it simple. Everybody wants to beat a nigga with the ball in his hand. Everybody want to beat a LeBron or the Michael or the Kobe. Well, you're going to find out, all right? So let me see. Hey, right here, taking it back to our forefather, hey, and Jake loves to be flashy. When we get into our kingdom, we'll have the riches. It's just in our spirit. But right now, it would be better to just keep and lead a simple, plain life. All right, and who do we get it from? Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, so we're going to actually go look at that word in the blue letter real quick, and we'll end it. But it tells you our forefather was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, he wasn't about all that bullshit. Esau, Edom, hey, that spirit of being out, ripping and running, restlessness, can't stop, won't stop, that's from E. You got to chuck a spear this way. You got to. That's the spirit of E. That's why his cities are designed the way they are, so you can just keep ripping and running in them. Cut this way, go that way. Cut this way, turn that way. Hey, Jacob, hey. It says he was a plain man. Let's see what that word is. It looks like thumb. Thumb. It looks like, yep. Perfect, complete, one who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, sound, wholesome, an ordinary, quiet sort of person, complete, morally innocent, having integrity, one who is morally and ethically pure, y'all. I could end it right there. Thumb. That's how we want to be. Perfect, complete, all right? Lacking nothing in physical strength. Being a plain, a simple man, you have a plain, good, wholesome, healthy diet as well. All right, you take care of yourself, your outer physique and your inner health. All right, an ordinary man, a morally innocent. These are the things we got to strive to be. Be plain. All right, the fundamentals, man. You wake up, you do your reading, you do your videos. All right, take care of your external health. Get some exercise in you, get some fasting and some prayer in. Get a good diet about you, take care of your family, and call it a day until we get up out of here. That's all that this race is, y'all. There's nothing too much more. It's not all the bullshit, that other niggas be throwing up into this. All right. And matter of fact, I'm going to just read this. It says, whole, upright, always in a moral sense. It says, Jacob was an upright man dwelling in tents, where appears to indicate the milder and placid disposition of Jacob. So he was more mild, he was more calm, he was more composed than who? It says, as opposed to the more ferocious character of Esau. So that spirit is from E, y'all. That whole, right there, through the spirit. I've never read this definition, but that spirit of just, nigga, I can't, nigga, I ain't. Man, that's the spirit of E, bro. That's him being restless. That's the vagabond spirit. All right, let us have the spirit of the plain man right there. All right, honest. Simple. I don't know nothing about this man's life. I don't know if he knows he is Israelite. He was probably doing his wickedness, but just from looking at him, according to the world standards, you would probably consider him a all right dude. I don't know his backstory. Brothers, correct me if I'm wrong. But hey, I'm assuming I'm pretty sure his children wasn't out here starving. I'm pretty sure he didn't have 15 baby mamas running around. I could be wrong. I'm gonna go look this nigga up right after this. But so that's about it. Let us be plain. Let us be thumb, like our forefather, Yaquab. All right, Jacob. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bahasham. Rakakorash, double honors to the elders and apostles, Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the Akim Wakwathian, learning, teaching truth and sincerity. I'm going to say Shalom.